It is the episode before the season finale on So You Think You Can Dance season 16, and emotions were running high. So many great moments from this episode. We can't wait to talk about it. Here we go.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh.
Woo! Wow, what an episode! We are so excited to talk about it. Welcome to the after show for So You Think You Can Dance. This was such a great episode.
It really was.
A lot of emotions on this episode. I was feeling it.
I felt I was tearing up a lot, poking at my eye.
Lots of tears.
Lots of tears, but happy tears.
Happy tears. Well, we are so excited to have this conversation with you guys. We are in the live chat. We want to engage with you guys tonight, and it's going to be a really fun conversation. So let's get it started. Before we jump into the conversation, we are going to introduce ourselves a little bit. I am a professional dancer in LA. My name is Teague Dooley-Panko, and I'm so excited to be here. Kim Davey is not with us this week.
She's not. She's back home.
She's back home, but I believe she'll be with us next week, so
yes,
that will be great. And we're excited for that. And to my left is the extraordinaire, wonderful, fabulous Yvette. Yvette, introduce yourself.
So my name's Yvette, and I used to be a former ballroom dancer and instructor, and now I'm here just talking about it because I can't not get away from it.
Love it. Love it. We just love dance.
We never can.
We love dance. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Love
shimmy,
it.
shimmy, shake.
Okay, so let's start talking about the show. This is a really fun week, and this is always kind of the best week because, you know, no one's going home. It's the top four.
Exactly.
Everybody can just celebrate. But I will say, at the end of the show, Kim and I were actually at the live taping on Saturday. And, well, I guess now it's recorded. It wasn't a live stream. But anyways, regardless, we were there, and it was a great time. But I will say the dancers, because this is like the final push. These dancers are breaking down at the end.
I can imagine.
At the end of the show, they were so sleepy. They were like, please, yes, we had a really good time. Like, it was like...
Yeah, they're like,
pulling
cool.
teeth to get them to talk.
Smile.
Yeah. But it was a great time. We had a really good time. We have some behind-the-scene footage we will be splicing into the episode. So let's start it off with the first routine of the night. This was such a fun number.
I loved it.
Yes, this was great. Yvette, what did you think? This was the Cats performance with not only all the All-Stars, but the top four contestants. It was choreographed by Mandy Moore, and it was the medley inspired by the upcoming motion picture Cats.
I did. You know what? I really did like it. I thought it was done very well. I loved that, you know, you could see the All-Stars here and there. They did it again. Like, they were just peeking through. You didn't know who was who. And I was like, wait a minute, is that... But I will say, I saw my girl Gabby come down on that crescent moon, and I was like, there she is, and she did so beautiful. And I love when they stopped at one point and they just gave, obviously, the top four their little time to shine. But I thought it was a really great performance. Everyone was up to par. No one was better than the other. No one stood out more than the other. And I kind of like how they gave the little homage to the All-Stars when it was just Gabby and... I think it was Robert and
Jasmine.
It was just them,
Mm-hmm.
them four, or them five, I'm sorry, and then it was, you know, the top four. And I really, really liked it. It was done really well. But then again, we've said it many times before, Mandy Moore can do absolutely no wrong when it comes to choreography.
Yes, Mandy Moore can do no wrong. And to clarify, I'll tell you who was in that. It was Comfort, Cyrus. That was cool to see Cyrus.
Yes.
We saw Gabby, Jasmine, Jonathan, Kiki, Koine, Marco, Melanie, and Robert, which was really fun to see. They were all so great. We got to talk to a few of them after the show. So really cool opening number. That was great. First couples routine of the night was a jazz performance choreographed by Ray Leeper, Sophie, and Gino. This was that all-night performance. Which, I mean, if we need more confirmation that they're dating, I mean, come on. So
I like
saucy.
the little tease she pulled at the end, you know, not kissing him and kind of pulling away. And I was like, you little tease. But I loved it.
Loved it. I liked this dance. Overall, I think it was a great dance. It wasn't my favorite,
exactly,
but it was a good dance.
You know what? I think that both of them are just such a powerhouse now that they could really be given a dance like this and they're still going to blow other people out of the water. Obviously, they didn't blow everyone out of the water. I thought it was, like you said, I thought it was a good dance. Nothing that I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy that was their last dance type thing. But I did love in the package before how Gino said that she's done more for him beyond dance. And I was like, what have you done?
Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, that's the kind of the question we keep
Exactly.
raising. But anyways, it has been very, very that's fun. It's been fun to watch them grow. Moving into the next performance, because we have so many to get through, we have a smooth jazz routine with Mariah and Bailey.
I loved that one.
It was just fun. This was choreographed by Jonathan Redavid. And I see this is the one. It was 16 tons. Leanne Rimes. I cry every time they cut to Bailey's dad being so proud. I cry every single time. So this is a really cool performance. I think that, anytime we get to see them perform together, I really appreciate it. And I think that I really liked it. What do you think?
I really liked it. I liked that they actually did a smooth jazz instead of a jazz.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the difference, when there's a different style within a style.
Mm-hmm.
I really do like that concept, and I thought she was really good at it. I thought, of course, Bailey always brings the personality, and I think Mariah just vibes off of it, and then it brings out even more in her, and I thought they did absolutely stunning. Every time, it's like, I love Gino, and I like Sophie, but every time, like, even if I see them perform after, I'm just like, Bailey and Mariah. And I think Mariah just does so well, and I don't know how they would have done if they were paired differently.
Yeah, I mean, I think that overall, I think that their size was probably what made this partnership ideal, and also their chemistry, and also the way that they approach movement, I think, is similar. Actually, both couples, I think Sophie and Gino dance more similarly, and then Mariah and Bailey kind of same, because they have that. Both are a little bit stronger in hip hop, I would say, than Gino and Sophie. So yeah, I would agree. Okay, moving on. First solo of the night was Gino. I didn't know my strength. I thought this was great. I think this was fun. My only thing is, so I will mention this in a few other solos that we saw tonight. Because I think they feel like they're still fighting for them to prove themselves. Yes. I think that there's a really high tendency for the dancers to throw everything out there, kind of go, and I feel like they lose a little bit of control because they're just like, let me throw things, So I think that this was maybe one of the performances that I was like, maybe I just need a little bit more breath. I know you can do tricks. I kind of just wanted to see a little bit more movement, less chaotic movement, but again, there was some stylistic stuff in there that was interesting and fun to watch, and I do know some of it was done on purpose. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
No, I really do agree. I feel like when they do the solos, some of them they give too much. They're overshooting stuff. They get the wobble, but it's like, just relax. We already know what you can do. Like, just show us, the effortless beauty of your movement rather than, I don't know, dance to the death or however you want to put it. But I just, I liked it. And there was one part where he kind of like spazzed out a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I get it, but I could have done without it. But I do love Gino. I love how he's grown throughout the season, and I think every time he performs, I just fall for him a little more as a dancer. Same with all of them.
Yeah, I think this was a good performance. Moving on. We have a contemporary piece with Sophie and Marco, All-Star Marco, choreographed by Talia Favia. This was my personal favorite routine that I've seen Sophie do. Also, might have been one of my favorite routines I've seen Marco in years.
Yes.
I love Marco, and Marco's a great dancer. We know Marco's a great dancer, but watching him in this piece, I was like, damn, where's Marco been?
Where have you...
He's been killing it. I was really impressed.
I think the one who needs a shout out all the time when we talk about this is Talia. This, whatever she's been doing, I mean, she is,
she's great.
Thank you. So you think you can dance. Thank you for bringing her on there. I think it was a beautiful piece. I think they did so well. And it really did, it showcased her strength, and it really tested her strength. And when I saw that, there was just some movements that I was just like, you saw how strong she was. And then the lifts were seamless. Everything she did was seamless going into everything. And I think that's also because she really did trust Marco as a partner. And I think they both did great. And I think that was a great way for her to shine in her genre of
Yes.
dance.
And I would like to mention, I know there was a lift in the beginning of the dance, and some people, when we were watching the show, were like, wait, did she hit her head? And kind of everybody in the crowd was like, wait, did she hit her head? And so we addressed it with Marco after the show. We were like, hey, by the way, what was that? And he was like, oh no, nobody, he was like, oh, I think it was because of her hair, maybe. And she said the same thing. She's like, no, I didn't hit my head. I think maybe it just looked like that. But there was no injuries, just so everyone knows. No one hit their head. It looked like that, but it wasn't actually. There was no harm on that one. But just to clarify. So, but yeah, it was a great performance. Love Talia. I love that she's getting that attention, and she just keeps killing it.
Is that the one where they said if it doesn't get an Emmy?
I'm not sure. Did they say that about that one?
I'm trying to remember. I know they said somewhere, and I went to write that down, and then I don't know. My mind went somewhere else.
We'll look it up.
But even so, I think that one should get nominated for an Emmy anyways, even if they didn't say it.
We'll see. Okay, next performance is a hip-hop number with Bailey and Comfort. It's always fun to see Comfort out there. What did you think?
Comfort. I loved it. When they played that song, I told you, I was like, took me back to sophomore year of high school when I thought I was from the Bay Area and I could get hyphy. And I did love it. They got into it. They were both in their element. They had fun. It was great. And I don't think either of them ever missed the mark when it comes to performing in their genre, and I loved how they got a little hyphy at the end too. So
yes, I loved it. First of all, love anytime I can see Luther Brown get emotional. That's just hilarious, kind of, because it's like he never takes off the sunglasses. So to see a tear, a possible tear going behind the sunglasses, that was just fun. Okay, and I think this was really cool. I didn't know. And did you know that Bailey has danced with Comfort before? They did some sort of something. We're going to cue up the interview, and I'll let her tell you because it's something I can't remember the exact term of, but here it goes. This is us talking to her after.
I feel like I'm with So You Think You Can Dance royalty. Like, that's who you are. She's on all of the ads. Like, Comfort is kind of Miss So You Think You Can Dance, if I would say. I did not know that you grew up dancing with Bailey. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've known Bailey for a while now. We've done some jobs together, but one of the things that really connected us, we did this battle in Just Debout in 2012 in France when we represented USA. And he was the youngest that came with us and representing. And I've been connecting with him ever since with other jobs and other things, and so I've just seen him grow and progress, and now I'm dancing with him on So You Think You Can Dance, so we've just kind of hit a full circle.
Love that. What kind of advice did you give him to be on the show?
I honestly just to stay true to his craft and truly be a dance artist and just truly know who he is in that craft and let that shine through each and every piece that he does, his truth, because he has so much truth to give and is so genuine that if he makes sure to put that in every piece he does, everyone's going to fall in love with him because he's just honest.
Yeah. What's it like being back here, being back on the stage? Like I said, you're Miss So You Think You Can Dance, because we see you all the time, but what's it like being a part of this family, this community?
It's a blessing. I can't even, I would never imagine this would be my life, 10 years ago, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I have no words for it because it's continuing to just grow, and I continue to inspire. And now Bailey and all these other, all the other contestants are going to be inspirations for other people to try to be a part of the show. So it's just a constant thing that we just continue to grow and be students in this dance. And I'm just thankful to be able to, be a face of it at some point.
Yeah, you are.
We love
Comfort.
Comfort. We love her.
It's not by
Well,
chance.
the rest of the interview is online, and we had a great time talking to her. We had a great time talking to a lot of the All-Stars, so those will be up tonight. But also just Comfort is just a vision. Like her arms are so chiseled. She's just she's
I'm
just
looking
a
at her
perfect
and I'm
human.
Like, and she seems like she's so so grateful, so
really cool.
Gracious. She's so humble, so I like that too.
She's awesome. Where we watch the show, there's a media tent that the media press watches, and she at the end of the show came in and kind of hung out and was talking about it. So it's kind of nice. She's just a really down to earth, cool, wants to hang, be friends with everybody. So really appreciate her and love that she's a part of that. So I think you can dance family. Okay, so we are moving on. Oh, wait, before we move on, I'm sorry. What did you think of Nigel's grills?
Nigel always throws me off. He always does something. He's like the funny grandfather that you wish you had, or the funny. He's got good dad jokes, good, you know.
He's low-key hysterical.
And you know why? It's that British humor.
I guess so. He is just so funny. There are some times where I'm like, wow, did you just say that? Because he's just so funny. Okay, so moving on, we had Sophie's solo, contemporary solo, to Try a Little Tenderness. I think it was great. It was beautiful. Another one, I feel like she had a little bit of a tendency to cram a bunch of stuff in, but I enjoyed it.
I thought the same thing. I thought it was beautiful. Obviously, like we say, they have like 30 seconds to dance?
It's a short amount of time.
20 to 30 seconds to dance. And, you know, I think she did what she could, and she's a beautiful dancer, so I really feel like she never misses the mark, but...
Sometimes I question... Maybe could we make the packages, and this is just like a producing thing, but could we make the packages, the stories before the dances, the solos, maybe just like 20 seconds shorter, so then the dance can be just a little bit longer. And I know it's difficult at this time of the competition because dancing by yourself and just they're out of steam regardless, but I think maybe to make it feel less frantic for them, maybe if they got a little bit more time. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's a producing note. Moving on. Quick Step is next. Very fun and exciting. Yes. Mariah and Gino did this performance. Choreographed by Artem and Sharna. Bad Boy Good Man is the song. And first of all, her back muscles. Like, she's another, like, just vision of a dancer. Just, like, a perfect dancer physique. Her leaps were great. I think her flexibility really shined in this performance. And overall, I was just really impressed. What do you think?
What I love about the Quick Step and any ballroom dance is actually, because there's ballroom and then there's rhythm, and rhythm is obviously in the cusp of ballroom, but ballroom is when you're literally traveling the whole ballroom. So that's why they say those are the dances that travel. Quick Step is one of the hardest. It is the hardest, actually. But I love the Quick Step because the frame that you get, and when you look... usually it's a woman. When you look at her back, you just see all her muscles engaged, and it looks absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. They obviously, for what it was, it does take a lot of training to perfect that, but they did beautifully. They held it up. I agreed with Lorianne when she was like, I love a good Charleston. So do I. The outfits were perfect, and I just loved it. I love Quick Step. I really do love the ballroom dances. I think they're so beautiful. They're so effortless. They're
pretty.
They're very pretty to watch. Very Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire. Those are my favorite. So.
Yes. So it was interesting to have Artem and Sharna choreograph this because they are not going back to Dancing with the Stars, which there was some discussion after the show, like, why is that happening? And also I think it was interesting that Sharna and Artem weren't really talking to press. I do believe that they talked to Kristen Burt because Kristen Burt's obviously the best. Yeah. She's the homie. I think so. Check that out. See if they got to talk to her and if she asked them anything about it. But they really weren't talking to anyone else. I don't know if they really wanted to talk about it. I'm not sure that. But publicly, people are saying that contracts were getting higher, and ABC couldn't keep up, which feels very hard to believe. Yeah. So there's a little bit of wishy-washy.
I know she had mentioned something about. I think like other opportunities were arising, and who knows, maybe she's leaning more towards the, choreography aspect, not so much the performance aspect, and she just wants to be more like, let me produce and get this out rather than actually performing. But I did hear stuff like that, and who knows, they probably told him you can't talk about it till XYZ.
For sure. Well, yeah, it makes sense. But it is interesting because, like, talk about, like, the most popular dancers on that show, so it is going to be.
And produced a lot of winners,
right? Yeah, so it's an interesting choice. I think probably we'll learn a little bit more as the show comes back, and maybe stuff will shake out of the storylines there. But regardless, great to see them still working and still doing stuff. That's great. Okay, moving on. We are now into the Bollywood performance from Sophie and Bailey. What'd you think?
They were just throwing like all these like random ones like at the end, like let's do Quick Step, let's do Bollywood. I loved it. I know Bollywood is it's very intricate, and if you don't do it the right way, you could, offend someone. So I think a lot of them, they have such a short window to get it down and actually mentally prepare. Like, okay, remember your fingers have to be like this. If it goes like this, it means this. But I thought they did really well. I thought the energy was high. I thought Bailey did better than Sophie. to be honest, but Sophie was adorable to watch. So
Yes, Sophie looked like a Disney princess, which
she did.
gotta love a Disney princess.
She looked like Elsa dressed up as Jasmine.
Yeah, it was cute. It was a cute Disney mashup. However, I will definitely agree with you. I believe Bailey, and I'm not sure if it's just because Bailey is more confident in hip hop and b-boying, and I think that that's a little bit closer to Bollywood than maybe a contemporary.
Exactly.
Contemporary is a little bit lifted, and I think that that's her tendency is to be a little bit higher, and Bailey's, would tend to be lower and more in the pocket. I think that's why it looks like him. He was doing it a little bit better. Objectively, it was like, okay, Bailey's kind of got it.
He was more carefree.
Yeah,
rather than she
exactly.
was.
Yeah, and I could see it didn't really. This wasn't I don't think this was Sophie's best performance. I don't think she thinks it was her best performance, but I think she did a good job, and I think it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
I agree.
But okay. Moving on, we have a solo from Mariah. Okay,
I loved this solo.
This is why I was like, I kind of referenced it earlier, is because I think that this is a solo done right. Yes. She took her time. She showed a lot of technique. She used the music wisely, and she sat in the pocket. But I thought this was a good solo. I said, wait a second, she wasn't rushing through it. She had control. So, anyways, and also this is when we find out about she's interacting with her dad, who is in prison, which is great. That's really just, oh my God, made me cry. So what do you think?
But I did. I thought the same thing. I thought out of all the solos, hers was the best. Hers was very well thought out. She, she already knew. I felt like when I saw her dancing, she's like, I'm comfortable. What you guys know that I can do. So let me just show you me enjoying myself.
Right.
And that's what I felt. I really got that vibe from her, and I thought she did absolutely stunning, and she looked great. Like always.
Great. Yeah, she's awesome. And I love that costume on her, too.
I know. It was such a great costume. I was like, I want the top.
It's great. So, next we are moving into a contemporary piece choreographed by Jackie Royal, Gino, and Melanie. I mean, talk about just like the greatest, having everything set up for you just to be really, really great performance. What'd you think?
I loved it. I thought it was absolutely stunning. I thought he got really lucked out to be set up with Melanie. He did great. I mean, Gino was in his element. And I feel like when Gino performs with someone that's at a caliber, he does step it up. He really does. He makes sure that he is able to compliment that person that he's dancing with. And I thought he did amazing, and probably one of my favorite performances of the night.
Yeah, I think it was one of my favorite performances as well. It is really tough to dance next to Melanie, I can imagine, because she is just a vision. Her technique is like something that you only see once in a blue moon. Even on So You Think, like, she is just like another level. So to say that I did notice Gino, and I think he had some really great moves. We did that back extension behind her, that like C-jump back extension was beautiful. He had some good just like breathing moments. I think this is a really awesome performance for him, and also just like what a joy and a gift to be able to watch Melanie. We are going to
smile on your face.
Oh, she's just so great, and she's also just a wonderful human. So nice behind the scenes and in front. We have an interview queued up. I'm not sure exactly what she's going to tell us, but I think it'll be something good. So let's listen. And you're now kind of your mentor. Yeah. So what's it like for you to watch?
It is sometimes difficult to watch because I've been in their shoes, and you want to say so much. Yeah. You want to be like, no, don't say that, or no, just it's okay, or like, yes, that's absolutely right. You want to give them all of this sort of like guidance and reinforcement, but at the same time, I know that the producers here and the people and the choreographers and whoever they're having are taking them on a journey, and it's the same journey that we all went on, and it's it's nice to be back so I can say, okay, this is what my opinion of this is, or this is how I feel like this should go, or you know. But it really is. It's being a spectator is really difficult. I'm like sometimes like I can't believe I did that. Like I can't believe I learned 5 or 6 routines in 1 week.
Insane.
Now I'm like I don't know that my brain would work that fast. Like 8 seasons later, I'm like, woo! I learned 2, and I'm like, I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
Now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
She's
good
so
to see you
great.
perform. It always is.
We love her. Yeah, she's really sweet. The rest of that interview is online. This was when we were kind of talking about, you know, what's it like being back, being a mentor, and like she said, and I can imagine it's difficult because you've been in the shoes and you want to say, hey, you should be doing, and I don't know, this is not a direct quote, but you know, there are things that I think you learn being on the show, like, hey, do better on your social media, hey, do more engagement, hey, talk to the press more, blah, 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 blah. And I think there are things that they learn, but sometimes you just have to let these kids learn on their own and be like, okay, it's okay, you'll learn on your own time. I think that's kind of what she was referring to. So
sometimes you don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, of course. No, totally. I totally agree. So next we're moving into Bailey's solo. This was such a great one. What did you think?
You know what's funny is I think Bailey and Mariah were both, they executed their solos better than Gino and Sophie.
Yeah, probably.
And I just think it's funny because they're coupled together, so maybe the mentality's the same. It's kind of like, just take it down a notch. They know, they know what we can do, and I thought he did great. It's Bailey. Bailey's a fan favorite. I mean, I've never said one bad thing about Bailey this whole season.
He's really great. Yeah, I think I predicted a really long time ago that he was going to win. So if he does, I'm just going to say, told you so. But a lot of people said that. I think this is a really good solo for him. And I do think that him being able to show off his style and feel comfortable on stage.
Right.
And again, I mean, this was a little bit, we had a lot of tricks crammed in, but also you definitely need that, especially if you're doing a B-boy routine. I kind of just need to see all the head spins and all the fun stuff, even though I don't think there's a head spin. Regardless, we're going to pop up that video now of Bailey and Mariah after the show, and this is where I think they're going to say something cute. Oh, this is kind of fun. I asked them, which you might hear, what, anything fun and exciting, anything behind the scenes we don't know about, which would be interesting, and listen to what they said.
Amazing. Well, you guys have had such a great showing on this show. What have there been any behind the scenes funny, crazy things that we haven't seen? What's going on? You guys look like everybody's become very close. It's a fun group. What's happened? Anything crazy, funny?
Off the top of my head,
feels like you have something
every
to
moment
say.
is just a moment for sure.
Well, some of us recently got tattoos.
What?
For season 16.
Tattoos?
And he's getting his after finale.
My mom wouldn't let me go because she would have killed me if my first tattoo didn't say mom. But I think she would let season 16 go.
Wait, let me see. Okay.
Just kidding.
Oh my god, how cute is that, you guys? So everybody got it? Did everybody get it in the same spot?
Well, Sophie's getting here, and then the boys got it here.
Oh my gosh, how cute. Did you get permission from your parents? Are you going to do it?
I guess so, yeah. We hold my hand.
Yes.
But I'm scared. I'm terrified.
Oh my god. Well, congratulations.
Cute.
You guys have been
It's
absolutely
so fun.
stunning. Whatever happens
They're
next week
so
doesn't matter 'cause
sweet,
you guys are
and
amazing and wonderful.
they're wonderful. The rest of this interview is online, but isn't that kind of fun?
I think that's so fun that they've gotten such a bond that they're all willing to be like, let's go get tattoos together.
I love that. It's kind of like definitely like their generation thing. It's like, let's just go do whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's just go do it. I thought it was so cute that that Bailey was like, actually, I can't really do it yet because my parents, I have to like get a little bit of permission.
What was the tattoo?
It was like numeral or the
number 16?
numerals. Yeah,
the Roman
16.
numeral.
Yeah, Roman numeral. Wow, I haven't been in school in 5 minutes.
It's okay, that just made me feel super smart.
Yeah,
Don't ask me what makes a 16.
Thank goodness Yvette is here is all I'm saying. We're moving on. We are moving on. Okay, so next is contemporary performance from Mariah and Robert. Choreographed by Mandy Moore. This was called Gray. Talk about another just wonderful puzzle to put together. I thought that this was stunning. What do you think?
I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Like Mary Murphy said, that one where that upside down backwards behind the back. Like, I would really just love to be in Mandy Moore's head. Like, how do you come up with these? Do you visually see it and be like, okay, so this is what I'm seeing, so can you guys try it? Like, I just thought it was beautiful, and she did have an amazing partner. She did. I love Robert. I think He's a stunning dancer. He's absolutely adorable. He complimented her well. She felt so comfortable with him, and you can tell. And again, she really can do it all. She really can. And I think, yes, she's America's favorite dancer, but I think everyone needs to remember, like, come on, she could do it all, guys. Like, bring her up there. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved this performance, and I think what's really cool to see about Robert is Robert has worked. He's obviously been on the show. He's come back as an all-star, and not only is he doing, last week we saw him choreograph, he also is behind the scenes producing too. He's helping with, he helps Jeff Thacker quite a bit, who's an executive producer. So he is just really, really invested in the show, and to see someone who has been so successful, but also just because he works so hard, I love watching that. And Robert's a really great example of someone who has just come leaps and bounds from when he was on the show, which is really cool. And he's always been a favorite, but I am especially a big fan of him just because he works so hard. And I think this is a really, really great performance for her. You know, I mean, you can't go wrong with Robert and Mandy, so this was a great one.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. I hate to say anything bad about it. I don't know if I loved the song. But other than that, everything else
was fine.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, this was a very fun number, a fan fave of this week. Bailey and Gino performed the Broadway routine from Al Blackstone, the girl from Ipanema. What'd you think, Yvette?
I thought it was absolutely adorable. I knew that they were going to crush it. You know, they really partnered well together, and I thought they did exceptionally well. When I saw that they were going to be dancing together, I was like, I have no worry.
Yeah.
No worry, nothing's going to go wrong. Everything's going to go right, and everything did go right. Nothing went wrong, and I loved it, and I wish I would see them dance more.
Yeah. So contrary to what you are saying, I actually was like, ooh, Broadway could go wrong. Because Broadway, we've seen go wrong.
Yes.
And to guys, Broadway, that could go wrong. However, we were proven wrong, and I think that this is a really great performance for both of them. The story was so clear. Nigel loved it, and I think I loved it for the same reason. The performance quality was top-notch, and the choreography was good. The story really showed in the dance, which I think made it very compelling.
I think I would have worried more if one of the dancers couldn't pull out personality, but they both can. So I think that's why I was like, you know what, this is going to be fine. They're both very personable. They're both very cheeky, sassy in their own way. So I didn't fear that it wasn't going to.
Yes. So our final performance of the night, which I think was great to keep this one as the last performance because how fun.
I loved it.
Okay, so it's a hip-hop routine with Mariah and Sophie, choreographed by Luther Brown, Sally Walker by Iggy Azalea. Such a fun dance. What'd you think?
That one actually, coupling up the guys and the girls, I think that one stood out to me most. It stayed in my mind fresher. I just thought it was really cute. I think it, spotlighted the girls each very well. They, no one looked awkward. No one looked like they were forcing anything. And I'm sorry. I loved the little twerk on the bench. You saw me giggle. And then I don't know if you saw, but Mariah was looking at her laughing while she was doing it. So you could tell they were having fun. They were enjoying it. They were in their element. And they literally did look like two girls that were like frenemies.
Yes, I loved it. I think it was a really great performance. And I think... I didn't realize that they were so close, but they're like best friends. Yeah. And this was really cool to see them be able to perform together. However, side by side, just to be devil's advocate, Mariah, you can't really, she was just so spot on that I think watching, especially even the twerking on the bench, just Mariah and Sophie.
Yeah.
Mariah just definitely was a little bit stronger, I believe.
Oh yeah, she definitely was stronger, and she did really know how to work that ponytail.
Oh my God, she's ponytail, just so cute.
She grabbed onto it like she knew how to play off of what she had.
She's great, and I think this was a really fun performance to end on because it was just lighthearted, fun, cute, friend, great, wonderful.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was a good one. Oh, and then we saw Nigel twerk. So we've not only seen him with grills in, but now he's twerking. So I think he's doing a rebrand.
Exactly. So wait for his album drop in 2020.
Yeah, Nigel's with a Z. I think that's what it's going to be called.
Oh my goodness.
But this has been it was a really great episode. And next week is the finale, which will be live. It will be a live show, so nothing can go wrong. Which we've actually, with all of these tapings, we have seen a few things that they've had to cut out. So it'll be interesting to go back to that. We are live on Monday night. So next Monday will be a live show. A lot of pressure for the producers and for the dancers, but it's going to be great because at this point, it's like everybody's had a really great experience on the show. So before we end, would you like to do a quick prediction? Who do you think is going to take it home next week? What do you think, Yvette?
Let's see.
What do you think in the live chat, everyone?
I am thinking, oh God, they're all like so. Okay, see, this is where I need to stop. I need to stop playing fan favorite. Okay, I need to stop playing fan favorite. I know it's America's favorite dancer.
Got it.
But if it's going to go for the girls, I'm going to go with Mariah. Mm-hmm. If it's going to go for the boys, I'm going to go Gino. But I want Bailey. Okay, so my top 3 are going to be Gino, Mariah, and Bailey.
Are you saying that as 3, 2, 1?
No, I'm just saying like in the top 3. At this point, I can't even pick like out of those 3 who would win.
Okay.
But to be quite honest, I don't see Sophie taking the title. But she is going to be up there, but I don't see her taking the title.
Well, regardless, she's already in the top 4, so she's had a great...
Girl, regardless, she got so much out of this, it's not even funny.
Yeah, so I think... who I think will most likely win, personally, what I see happening is Bailey winning.
Yes.
But if I'm being completely honest, I kind of want Mariah to win.
I think we're on the same.
Either of them winning would make me happy. Also, I could see Gino winning or Sophie. I don't know. Honestly, it's really weird. It's like it's a hard toss-up, which is awesome. I mean, could you ask for anything better?
But you know what? I think they're also lovable because they're also close to their family, and all of their background is with their family. You literally see every single one of their family there all the time. So honestly, I don't know who's gonna win. I have an idea. I told you my idea, but at the end of the day, they're 4 phenomenal dancers, and whoever wins, I don't feel like anyone would feel like anyone got robbed.
Yeah, it's been a great season regardless, and we are really excited to talk about it next week. I'm not sure if we might be late Monday, or we might be that Tuesday, that following Tuesday.
Yeah, I think
we'll keep everyone updated on Twitter, etc. I want to thank everyone who's in the live chat. Watcher Carter, you're the best. And thank you so much for being along on this wonderful journey this season.
We did the journey with them, and you did it with us.
Yes, we appreciate it. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, chat about, whatever, put it in the comment section below, and we will be sure to get back to you before next week's. And we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Yvette, do you want to say where everyone can meet you?
You guys can find me on all my social media at Sports and Sass with 3 S's, or if you also watch the Ballers After Show, I am on there.
She is on there. But I'm Teague Julie Panko. You guys can find me at TeagueDP. It's TIEGEDP. I'll see you there, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.